You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne,
Hello.
it's Niall,
Harry.
and it's me, Brian. Let's see if I can get through this without coughing. I went a week without coughing and woke up this morning coughing again. That's like, God damn it.
Happens to the best of us.
We will start with the anime we watched 28th of June to the 4th of July. And we'll finish there as well, because what I really wanted to say was we're going to start with YAIBA, episode 13, Find the Dragon God Orb, in which we set off on our next quest.
Spoilers, they don't.
No.
They
But
find
luckily,
a dragon god. There are water dragons, but not the one they're looking for. Not the one of flight. That is the one they're looking for.
turns out there's going to be lots of these orbs, by the looks of things, that we're going to find, and find
Mhm.
various undead ancient warriors who now granted the ability to turn into animals, it seems.
I think they've never find like turn an animal into a monster processor where we can like combine it with this necromancy, but we needed to use like an animal as a medium to bring them back to the corporeal plane.
He
So
needs living flesh in order to be like a big monk dude, but also he could turn into a big octopus. So there's options as well.
yeah.
I think we finally hit the full. Like, I didn't realize that YAIBA up to this point was just like the first episode of like a tokusatsu type show, because it's like now we have the premise. It's like, there's another dragon orb over there. Come on, let's go to scenic checks notes
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
And then the baddie's like, looks like he's looking for the dragon orb over there. Let's go kick his ass with this new villain of the week. And I'm like, okay, I see. It's settling into its stride. Also, you said your one was introduced earlier than she's supposed to be. I can tell because she's not in this episode for no reason.
Well,
as far
I
as
believe
can
she's
tell.
I believe she's only in one chapter of the manga, so
Okay. Well,
The feature are quite prominently in the like revamped opening here, as in they're gonna get some other badasses together when they eventually go and attack Onimaru again. She's gonna be there. So I don't know, maybe they might take some liberties later on.
yeah, I think
yeah.
they're probably going to. Yeah, Lake Biwa is where they go. And yeah, who's the guy they're fighting this time?
Oh, yeah, the monk. I know the guy
Octopus
from
guy, yeah,
history.
the
I'm pretty
fun,
sure I've seen him in something else.
something
That
something
kind of
new though, yeah. Like no, so I think I forgot to phone even look up. Was he a person of note? Because we're getting always like Masashi Miyamoto's and Kojo Sasaki's resurrected, so why not go through all the ranks of all our famous folk heroes?
I feel like giant evil monk with a big fucking a club basically is like I've seen that. I've
But
definitely seen that.
also like conflating your head with with Benkei, who was like defeated by
Yes.
Oshiwaka, the guy who was
Okay.
guarding the bridge.
Mm.
Big mean dude with a club and lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
They fight the octopus, and Yaiba is going to get torn apart until Sayaka can convince Kojiro's sword to help them out in a scene that feels like in the comic was hornier. It feels like it's an erection joke.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's definitely an erection joke. I think in this it's supposed to be like she's using the power of love to convince the sword to lengthen so she can punch that octopus in the face. But like it's definitely like, get bigger for me, sword, come on, mwah. And it's like, yeah, I can see that being turned to horny, and I was like, okay, they didn't
Yeah.
go for it here. They held back in it, but yeah, it's definitely that kind of thing.
It was. We've kind of left ambiguous there about. Well, swords and their owners. There's no very alike. So Kojiro, he loves the ladies. Why wouldn't his sword?
He loves to impress the ladies with his lengthening sword.
Don't forget, Yaiba goes Hawaiian. He's just
Yeah.
surfing around in a bit of driftwood, a busted boat of his.
It's funny because initially they arrive on the lake, which is a massive fucking lake, and they're like, okay, where the fuck do we start? And it's like, well, Dad always said, ask an owl. So they ask a local owl who gives them a legend in, I'm going to say owlish. But
It's
they threaten
animalese.
multiple
It's
times.
established. All animals speak
Yeah,
animalese.
But he's specifically hooting at the owl, is what I'm
Yes.
saying. And the owl is hooting back, but like kind of like, oh, here's the legend of the thing. And it's like, cool, we'll use that to find it. And they find it on the second try out, which is pretty impressive. Initially, they just have him jump off a pier, no good. They take a boat into the middle of the lake. They find it immediately,
Hmm.
and then they're attacked by a monk. And
Yeah, and then the owl is just like Priskin, hey owl, come on, you gotta keep helping us out. You gotta do like the thing was like the condor does, and you got to keep flying around.
they did feed him lunch. Like he's technically indebted to them for the day, I think is how this works. But yeah, so we have one lad flying on a condor, looking cool. We have Miyamoto flying on an owl. I guess because they share the same eyebrows and it's a smaller kind of bird, so it suits an old man jumping on him. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yep. It ain't no dragon god orb though. It's a water god orb, as you might expect from being a bottom of a lake. So
Yeah.
like, we can kind of shoot water out of it now. It's pretty good. We gotta find a spot in the map. What our scenic location will we like arrive at next? But hopefully Onimara won't blow up with his new death spray that Wally invented for him.
Mhm.
Yeah, the implication at the end is that this orb is more powerful than YAIBA realizes, because while he's sort of swinging the sword around, there's like an enormous geyser of water comes out of the lake behind his back.
Yeah, because initially he tries it on the octopus, and it's just like a little squirt gun in a giant octopus's face. I mean, like, even in a regular octopus's face, like a water gun isn't going to be that good against it. So it's kind of like, okay,
It
this
loves
one's
the
a bust.
water.
Yeah,
Spends a lot of time
but
in
like,
there.
if it can affect water to the level that he's doing behind him, and he doesn't even realize he's doing, it's like, okay, all of these orbs are probably useful for different scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy who gets turned into a squid is one of the fictional ninja of the Sonata 10 Braves.
Okay. That's probably, I've seen a fictional ninja is what it is. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I think various things. Obviously the Brave 10 manga particularly features them, but yeah, a bunch of them feature in video games, and Sengoku Basara, Samurai Deeper Kyo, Neo, Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger. Yeah, so
okay,
not a real person.
But darn good if you need a shorthand for a skilled old ninja dude, and probably enough of them we can get through all these orbs.
Yes.
And arrive at a nice, tasty conclusion.
Then we've got Detective Conan, episode 1167, The 17-Year-Old Truth, The Queen's Gambit.
On Netflix now.
I was trying to remember what happens in this beyond.
it is very funny where it opens, where it's like, yeah, we found the killer. Fucking, we are in a flashback now. Like, forget about that fucking guy. That guy's in jail. That guy's he's already served most of his sentence, as far as I understand how crime works in this town. But yeah, we're still getting the flashback, or the end of the flashback, where he's like, she's broken my ribs. The cop is like, she's broken my ribs. I need to steal her away. So that the local authorities don't get to question her, and I get to question her, because I need to find out what the fuck is going on. A shogi master has been killed. That's my jurisdiction, is I guess how he sees it. So he sneaks her out in the exact same way the lad snuck her out, and even he passed them on the way to the elevator, like in a suitcase. He brought her in a suitcase.
Yeah, and then he manages to smuggle her out, but he gets the shit kicked out of him when he gets hit by a truck. And his car catches on fire.
The reason they're heading back up is, like, they know the cops are on the scene. They're like, we can't be looking for shit now, but they probably haven't discovered the shogi guy's body yet. And it's like, hey, what's all this weird paper? Says one of the guys who's driving your man's car, and he's like, they fucked the shogi records out the window, and now it's fluttering about in the breeze. We need to go fucking back up. She's hiding in the shogi bookcase. So that's why they've headed back up. But they head back up and like, fuck, okay, he's obviously made some sort of code here. We don't have fucking time for this. The cops are on his tail. We need to get in a car chase right now. To get in a car chase, your man gets hit by a truck. And they're like, we can't just walk up and like blat him. We're more subtle than that.
No, we've had a terrible day. This leaves Kuroda, he loses an eye in the collision.
He loses an eye, and the suspect that was in the passenger seat is like, what happened? The woman in the passenger seat, and the guy says, you were driving alone, and then he says to Conan, we're back to the present. It's like, and then I was asleep for 10 years in a coma, and it's like, what? Wow.
And boy, am I absurd.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
to,
was
like to
surprised
make it
by
to like
how
the
much he'd been out.
to make it to like it's only taken him like 7 years to rise to the top in this division. So pretty good
Hmm.
going coming out of coma and achieving that in your career. But I suspect dogged determination to crack down on the black organization is probably what got him there. Meanwhile, Chianti and Korn are getting ready to shoot the person they've identified as Asuka. She's carrying this umbrella. That's the person you need to shoot.
She's about this tall, so with a person with an umbrella over their head, that's going to make that even more big. But she does have this specific stripy umbrella. Easy peasy. She's like, all right, you like shooting the head, I'll shoot the body. Says herself, and it's like we'll split the difference. You know, we're grand. One of us is bound to fucking kill her. And
Yeah,
as
and
your man's watching from his
yeah.
car, he's like, don't take the
not how-
shot. The opposite of taking the shot.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it. Like, and they're all like, fuck. So they both missed their shot. It's like, what the fuck? Why did you shout like at the last second as we were about to pull the trigger?
And then we go across to the roof of the building where this chess tournament was taking place, and they go. They start talking about a news item about somebody stealing something from a sports shop.
Yeah, your one
what
was
it?
initially distracted from looking down the sniper scope because she was laughing at the fun news of someone robbing a shop on her phone, and he's like, "Don't be looking down your phone. Look down the scope." And it's like, "Wait, what kind of shop was robbed? A gun store?" It's just like, "Oh fuck."
Yes, and we see that Rachel Asuka is on the top of the roof wearing a raincoat, grinning sinisterly with light just reflecting completely off her glasses, and she has brought her own sniper rifle and gets a shot off, injures Chianti, and then they leg it. They've got the spray thing that dissolves blood.
Luminol. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. To cover up their crime scenes, they're like, okay, abandon the plan. This is going very badly.
Get the fuck out. And even like Rum kind of going like, okay, see, I thought I could use her fellow teachers and her students in her care as like, you know, like bait to get her out. But it's like, oh no, they're just pawns to her. She is willing to sacrifice. She put that teacher and children in the line of fire so that she could make the shot at you. It's just like, okay, we need to reassess the situation. This is way more
it's just like the Queen's Gambit, he says.
I mean, I think that's you're just trying to stretch a chess metaphor, but fair enough. Yeah. You're pushing the thing out in order to make it bait. I get that. Yeah.
Sacrificing the kids, you know, that's loser talk. Don't go to a gamble just expecting to lose.
Yeah, so now you've got like a good idea of like how far her sense of vengeance will go.
I thought it was nice, like you said, Brian, to see her like just on the rooftop, just like going like full fucking crazy mode, and also the both glasses, like no fucking eyes shown. It's just like, oh, the humanity's gone out of her completely. There's not even, you know, currently working eye is there humanity. It's just like no, she's just out for killing. That's what she's up for.
Yeah, it's such a crazy scene of like just pulling the gun out on the top of the roof. Like, and now I assume there was things earlier in the episode of her preparing that we didn't pick up on.
Yeah, could have been.
But yeah, and now just wait for the next arc, which follows immediately on from this. But of course, we're gonna have some filler in between.
Yeah,
it's great. I like how, as viewers, we now have more information than any of the actual characters. Though the characters do have a little bit more information than they had before because they've broken. Two characters have broken the golden rule and shared information with each other.
Yeah, it's like, and even him sitting down with Conan is like, yeah, sure, kid, you're gonna tell your teenage friend who solves all the crimes for real? I don't fucking believe you. But yeah, we have those three one-eyed people who are just like, they all have a bit of even that flashback they're going through, but they don't have the full story each. Because he's not entirely sure who the woman is. Like he's like, but he is driving away as they're like, I need to get my magic eye back. I need that drug to make myself younger to get my magic eyes back. Because he's pretty sure that's what it does. It does turn you into a small child, so it's maybe not perfect. But he's an old guy. Maybe we turn him to like a 20-year-old. That'd be pretty good.
Prime of his youth.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always the question of what is Vermouth? What is Vermouth's secret to her youthful? Is it just makeup, or is there something else going on there?
Mm.
And why is she so? Well, we know why she protects Conan is because he's the son of her best friend. But yeah, she's always very suspicious, and she works directly under Rum. I think, if I remember correctly.
It'd be weird if she was microdosing on the drug and unbeknownst to Rum, like, yeah, that would be an odd situation.
Next up, we've got Anne Shirley, episode 13, when I think something nice is going to happen. I seem to fly right up on the wings of anticipation. This was very much one of those titles where I was putting in the Ed Grimley, don't you know, at the end of it.
Just have to say it in a falsetto. Just go up with it. Yeah.
My favorite artist coming by for dinner party is pretty decent.
So the first half is she thinks somebody's coming by for a dinner party. Her favorite author is going to come by for a dinner party, and she gets so excited, sets everything up, and Davy sits on the cake.
Well, no, he didn't sit on the cake. He was hanging up his fishing net on the press, climbing up the press like he wasn't supposed to, and he fell backwards arse first onto the cake. And he is really broke up about it. But Davy's still a fucker, but he is good. Because I appreciate how they get Davy involved in the prep work. It's like, hey, Davy, will you help kill the chicken? And he's like, absolutely. I'll fucking divide that thing in two with a hatchet. Yeah. Marissa, you hold its legs is, I think, the thing he says. And I don't know if they're divvying up a dead chicken or a live chicken.
If I'm good tomorrow, does that mean I get to be bad the following day?
That was my favorite line.
You didn't. Oh shucks! What a rip off.
But she's gonna take him in a boat trip if he's good. Himself and the sister, if they help out. He's like, fucking hell, on a boat, rad. So he's trying to help.
He's not bad on the day. He's just a fucking oaf who's just fucking knocking over shit and falling into it.
But as it is, the lady can't turn up because she's hurt her ankle.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Davy. We'll still take you and your sister Dora out on the boat.
Even though
Gilbert
Davy broke the special, the fancy plate, and and it's kind of like, my bad. I did leave it on the staircase when he. Yeah, that was on me, honestly. Like that was a mistake, not a mistake of Davy's. But they deserve a treat because they were on their best behaviors.
Oh,
and
maybe
what if a handsome
Gilbert as well?
What if a handsome young man who knows how to? I don't know if he knows how to swim. He seems to. He claims to. So he knows how to row.
Yes.
So that's an important thing.
Later, he offers to teach the children how to swim.
Yeah.
When Davy's like, sure, he'll instantly be able to pick swimming off if he just leaps straight into the water.
I'm gonna go in right now. It's like, not right now. We don't have our swimming trunks. Like that's not right.
And then the second half is the author's now turned up unexpectedly.
And it's running across there of like, oh, Anne, like, what are you doing with your face, everyone? Oh, I'm trying to put lemon juice on it, like, to get rid of these darn freckles, my least appealing aspect of my face. Why would you do that, says Gilbert. I don't know. But she reaches for the wrong bottle to try and we got company coming over, I gotta cover this up, and it's red dye that Murdoch uses in her sewn, and so also that it's like, oh shucks. Well, and there's some great animation there of Diana just like trying to really scrub it off of her face. It's just like she's just warping it around. It's like, I can't quite get it off you, Anne. It's really in there.
And you just Anne kind of going, like, yeah, just fuck up my face. I don't fucking care how hard you have to rub. Jesus, that's too fucking hard. Like that basically equivalent of very cartoony shenanigans. But again, we get the kind of thing of her being mature about it. Because initially everyone's kind of like, huh? And it's like, fuck, they're all looking at my nose freckles, aren't they? God damn it.
But it makes for a great anecdote over this lovely brunch with like the favorite author and like the fabulous Lady Ant. Like she's like looking very well too. A lot of glamour in the house today. It's great. Anyways, I'm a real fuck up, but I mean, well, you sure are, Anne.
Yeah, and it's the idea that it shows her maturity. She's still, like she says, I've fucked up and died before, tells that anecdote. Here's how I fucked up today. And they're all just like, that is very funny. Because she's more emotionally mature. She's not going to be depressed for weeks or months after dyeing her hair. She's just like, what a fuck up I did this afternoon, and make an anecdote out of it and actually have an incredible luncheon. one that you just threw together at the last second. It's like that was great. The fancy lady asked for seconds. That's how good the preserves were.
It's not often your favorite author will come by on the remote island you live on, lad. Just to come by just for you for lunch. That's something else. You know, it's just like, you know, it is sort of like, you know, like even with the first bit of fun saying whatever then went fucking wrong today, and then it went so wrong, and you just gotta fucking laugh about it, otherwise you're gonna go crazy. Even like fun, we asked them to paint, we did up the community hall, we got all the fun together, painted it fucking blue. We told them green, they painted it blue. We're like, for fuck's sake, it's Green Gables. No one get this. It felt very much like just by virtue of, I guess, of a televised version of it, fun saying here's like the sitcom like episode where like everyone looks available and said, oh my goodness, she's coming over for dinner right now. Oh, so I guess that's what you gotta do to be like, you know, commercially viable in the book scene. But it's a fair play to them. Like, it felt very like natural, like, you know, and it's fun to see. Like, yeah, actually, if they really wanted to, you can make like just crank out and Shirley like the sitcom for years and years.
Then we got Kowloon generic romance. I ran two words together there. Episode 13, in which things wrap up in, I guess, a satisfying way for some of the characters and a less satisfying way in terms of understanding what the hell was going on in this series.
Yeah, like we understand what the generic Terra is doing. We don't understand how or why, and neither will we if you don't read the manga.
Oh,
I
and
guess,
and I guess we don't fully know exactly what it's doing either, because it breaks the rule that it established in the previous episode with its reveal that it was also generating memories for other people who we barely spent any time with in the series because it was cutting so much out for time.
Yeah,
I'm guessing that chat between our man and the old fella would have been a lot more significant had we known the old fella at all. Even from like background scenes of just kind of vibing in the comics, because like I felt like that scene is like he didn't believe your one as much, and then when an old man told him, he was like, well, I believe what men tell me. It's just like but it's a guy he's known for years, and obviously like relived years, and it's a guy who he's regularly interacted with. It's a really old friend of his, so it has more meaning there. But for the purpose of this show, I feel like he's only ever talked during the short times they've played shogi, and at no other fucking
mahjong even there, like
mahjong. Sorry,
I imagine that mahjong table is actually like, you know, probably crucial to picking up the clues in this. Like,
it's a recurring bit
in
the comic. It's definitely a recurring bit as far as I can tell.
I suppose it's there, like, you know, just the kind of thing that at the generic Terra, it has like the complete like record of this place, but it needs something to power us. And what's happened, I guess, what powers it was just like the immense regret that Kudo had. It really kind of puts across what it's doing when we're inside, I guess, his mental, like his mental space, and it's like he was like a cinema, and the projector like showing the film of Kudo's life in Kowloon is the tetrahedron. Tetrahedron, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Or is it 8-sided? It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's grand.
Two pyramids stuck together make Kowloon come back to life.
Yeah. I think the wise thing it does throughout the series is to focus on the friendship between Reiko and Yaomei over everything else, because that gives it a satisfying ending by having Xiaohei and Yaomei meet Reiko once she becomes a real girl.
I think the idea of making like it clearly Kudo's like more of a character in the comics from what we know. Where it kind of focuses on his perspective more, so it makes sense. This is Kowloon of his perspective, whereas Reiko is more the main character of this show, and Kudo's kind of like for a long time like an unknowable thing. What's his deal? What's he after? That kind of, like, and eventually it's like, wait, he's fucking controlling this whole fucking, like, he's not the villain as such, as opposed to he has unknowable motives until we start investigating this whole situation.
And
like, it's Reiko we're following, who's doing most of the investigating, but I mean, like, literally every other character is also looking into how the fuck this shit works.
Yeah, I think it does enough to kind of like to feed into like the overall theme of you need to move on from this, even if it's hurtful for yourself or for others to accept it, but you need to move on from things. So, well, Reiko would like, she would not mind being here with Kudo and like, maybe like filling that void he's trying to fill in his life. But the fact of the matter is that for whatever reason, she's not the same person that you remember or and she's trying to be a person outside of you. So that means like, her story isn't necessarily like, all hinging on whether Kudo accepts this or not. It's like, I need to like make peace with this, and hopefully I can kind of sway you over that you gotta move on from this, as painful as it might be to do.
Yeah, I like how basically she sees the final door, like very. I was getting what's that fucking Jim Carrey one? Truman Show. She walks
Truman
into
Show,
a
yeah.
door against the horizon, kind of thing. She walks in, and it's Kudo's life leading up to, actually before even generic Terra Kowloon, where it's basically like she just he sees her die, like he's like, fucking, this is horrible, and then he kind of comes back like a year or 2 years later or something like that, and he's still broken up about it, but then it generates it, and he just goes like, I'm just gonna fucking leave it there. I'm just gonna go to work, the woman I love every day, and I'm not gonna like progress beyond this fucking summer. This summer's gonna just loop and loop and loop, and he can't get it right. And it's the idea that she kind of talks to him where it's like she's become her perfect self, in that she's become her own self, that kind of way.
Yeah, I think it's
And
also seems to be because I think the implication is that Kudo never really understood the first Rico, and that's why this Rico hasn't been created.
It's
Like
different, yeah.
I really like that conversation to having, like, you can never like this Reiko saying, like, you can never truly know the mind of another person, and even our own minds like work against us often enough. Like, we don't know ourselves even that well. So I couldn't be a person you don't know, and nobody can know another person truly, and that's okay, actually. That's a good thing. So it kind of ends with Kudo, like, where part of it ends with him walking into the room where
with
he
his
first
generic.
came into Kowloon. Yeah, it's just idea, like, so he can have a conversation with himself, a version of himself, like, because you can't, again, that part of yourself you can't know, and he can literally have a conversation. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I do like that.
There's lots of fun, cool bits for it, like even while like our Rick was leaving, we're seeing flashes of memory that can't be Kudos, but they're in genetic Terra. And it's just like talks that Kujo IB had about, why do I want to do this? Like, and even then, like, there's this scrambling for an answer, particularly when someone takes their own life, one thing, why did they do it? Why did they have that? You get some kind of vague thing about her wanting to keep her life as she is, and maybe she just wants to, like, this could be a perfect kind of cutoff point for it. But ultimately, like with Kudo, you can't know a person's mind. You can't know what they're thinking, or what they're feeling, and why they do things.
It's seemingly she's having the conversation with the old lady who sold her the drugs, and it's not that she took an overdose to kill herself. It's just she liked getting high, presumably. That's not part of the conversation. The conversation is like, I don't know if this is my happy place, or if moving on from this would be happier, and I'm scared. I'm scared to make the choice, even though it's going to be made for her. Like, this Kowloon's going to be torn down by the end of the summer. And it's just, we don't know the reason why she died, essentially, beyond overdose. Like, was it on purpose? Was it an accident? We can't know. And that's the thing. It's truly unknowable, and that's kind of okay. I feel like Reiko saw that from the memory of a cat. It was just a random cat who, I guess, lived in the old Kowloon and saw this conversation. And I was just like, okay, so there's a bit of a weirder mix in there than we thought, which would account for, I guess, inconsistencies if cats' memories are mixed in there. So
yeah, it does feel a bit like the show is also functioning that way, because it doesn't know how it's supposed to end, and so therefore it's having to construct an ending through
here's like another bit that's there's a guy I saw in there. Well, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have like some good flourishes there. I thought like it's probably it was really nice that the scene that the way the flat is the morning that Kudo came in and the morning that she died, that's in episode 1. Our Reiko wakes up to that and just goes about her business. It's just like, I thought that was like a very, very nice little loop around that the morning that she died is a day that when this begins over again.
Yeah,
And
we've seen the point of everything leading up to right at the start of episode 1. Like really,
yeah,
really nice stuff.
and even filling in things like this, why this summer Kudo, why this is because it's the summer that I proposed to her, so it's like in my heart, that's that day, that temperature, that conditions, the way all our restaurants and things were, it was all kind of in there. It's supposed to like have all that, have the happiness of that, but none of like the uncertainty that lies beyond it.
Yeah, and we get a happy ending for the two lads because he finally catches up to his boyfriend. He's like, no, I'm gonna be there for you, man. I don't care. And he kind of like looking over his shoulder, he sees himself and his bro as kids running up to their mom, and he's like, I'm good. I can move fucking past this now. I'm actually gonna, as we saw in like the was it 2 years later thing, is like he's been missing for 2 years. The head of this pharmaceutical company, he just fucking vanished with his boyfriend to wherever the fuck they felt like. So that's cool. Good. I'm glad they got a happy ending too.
And I do like how we have a 2-year time gap to basically just don't ask any questions about how Reiko could exist as a human being.
And the goldfish Success, who guided Reiko. It also made its perfect self.
A psychic ghost, yeah.
a real girl and a real fish were made that day. So that's, yeah.
Well, it was again. There was like clues in there that we tried, but like having like basically growing clone bodies and implanting the personality into them. Maybe she's the one that took.
Yes, I think that's the implication. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I just don't think it works as a mystery. I am curious to see if the comic works as a mystery any better. It's still ongoing. I know they definitely seems like Yulong has more stuff to do in the finale from what I've seen of the most recent chapters. And it also seems like the generic terror itself has more to do.
Yeah, that's very much so like a MacGuffin to do it in the anime. Like it's not really anything we're ever going to fucking talk about or explore.
Yeah. But it's if they're good to kind of maybe focus on like the emotion of the thing, because like outside the mystery thing, it's about like we're talking about like the trying to escape these cycles that we get into. This like this yearning, this nostalgia that kind of creeps over you, and how to get out of it. And
a lot of the themes are escaping the cycles of regret, establishing who you are and what you want to be, and like what you want out of life and that kind of thing. Like your mind kind of going like, listen, I can't dress up like a girl anymore, but I can still wear those things. I can still feel good about that. I can still feel good about who I was, even though I moved on from that. Like it's the idea that you can appreciate who the life you had, but you don't need to be like held back by it. You don't need to be held back by those regrets. And that's every character's arc. So it works for that because it's more emotional resonance than it is a mystery, which obviously the comic is going for. Yeah,
and I understand the comic is a lot sexier as well than the anime.
I mean, this is pretty horny, but
which I think may be another element of Kudo kind of being sidelined to a degree that you don't
definitely
get.
Maybe his point of view, like he's
we don't get. It does feel like we don't get as much as his and Reiko's relationship as we do Reiko and Yaome's relationship.
Yeah,
which I think works for the anime if it has to come up with an ending of its own. I think it's easier to do a happy ending that way of her reuniting with Yaome at the end, and that happiness is there, and Kudo gets to come back in the epilogue. Which I guess is 2 years of him dealing with whatever shit he's had to deal with, of realizing he's created a fantastic Kowloon out of his own head.
Find out more. It's gonna have to read the comic. Yeah, but it was good. Like I think even in its truncated form, I was thinking of this in my head. Like it kind of like give you a nice like the sum up of what we're trying to go for here. And saying I get you entirely right there. Like there's some good stuff in there about trying to escape a loop and trying to create something new. And I couldn't help but think about like. Well, G Cooks was like grasping at that, but never really kind of capitalized on it. And then like even Kowloon during it's like kind of like we got to kind of do a little quick sum up here. Even in its truncated form, did a better job of like getting that across than that one did. And I think like towards the end of the year, I'm thinking about Kowloon generic romance a lot more than G Cooks. That's going to fade away. I'm thinking about this a lot more.
Yeah, I had a revelation about G Cooks during the week while discussing on Blue Sky, the Peter Engel 90s teen sitcoms, things like Saved by the Bell, California Dreams,
Oh yeah.
Hang Time, USA
Oh,
High,
hang
City
time.
Guys.
Oh God.
And I realized, because I used to listen to the Go Bayside podcast that April Richardson did.
Oh yeah.
And you'd often bring up how you look at the ages of the people writing Saved by the Bell, and they're all in their 50s and 60s, and that's why it's full of references to things from their childhood and not what teenagers in the 90s would like. I realized, oh shit, that's G Cooks. G Cooks is a show about teenagers being written by guys in their 50s
It's
and
the
60s.
hang time of Gundam. Oh no.
And they've just filled it with all the stuff they liked as kids, namely the cast of Gundam, which I guess makes Chalia Mr. Belding.
Yeah, I guess the
He's a bit cooler. I mean, you saw him when that side, the trench coat and the shades. He can rock it.
yeah, I'd like to see Mr. Belding rock a jetpack with a fucking laser rifle. That would be an interesting episode of Saved by the Bell.
There was some wild stuff in the new class. I tell you what.
I guess the most Kowloon is kind of doing is kind of trying to get those vibes of the walled city, like which besides this and photographs and that one German documentary where they walk in and around it, that's fucking class. I love watching that thing. It's a really interesting space. And kind of like doing a version of that, or trying to grab this very 80s 90s kind of look to it. I think it does those well. It's just trying to capture a time vibe, which makes sense for the plot. Again, that all fits in the themes and everything. So
and it's also, it fits in really kind of well alongside with having this revival of particularly early 90s ones. Case in point, fucking stuff like YAIBA or fucking Ranma or anything like that. And it's just like, it feels like it's like, you know, in a flow, but if it's actually derived from a much more recent comic, and it feels like it kind of goes on the flow, it kind of sneaks in there. And it's just like, that's an interesting trick, actually. This how it exists alongside the other TV shows as well, is that, and what it's saying about the nature of how we remember these things is because it was just like, that thing came out and like, it's, again, I've been thinking about this a lot more, I think, than will G-Cooks by before the end of the year, you
know? Witch Watch, episode 13, Keigo Magami the Werewolf, Kind Tiger, Proud Wolf, and Easy Spices for Enthralling Cooking. In which we have to set up Keigo and Wolf as our new inhabitants of the shared house.
Romantic pairing.
Yes, that's in the second part, is setting that up as for the romantic pairing part.
So, but the first part is like adding him to the house. It's initially it's kind of weird, isn't it? Like last week I was like the baddie, and now I'm like part of the harem that's growing. Actually, I'm two parts of the harem that's growing because I'm two boys. I am two boys to this situation.
Don't worry about that, man. We talked it over in the bath. You want some breakfast? Like how you sleep last night? Oh man, I was up all night watching fun streams of this, like, you know, really obscure gamer at that, and fun. Man, just say it with the bed later, right? This fun, we go spiel every time. He's got a new spiel everybody who walks in, trying to be a cool dude.
And they're all just kind of accepting. It's like, you just talk a lot of shit, huh? Okay, fair enough. That's fine. That can be your thing.
Yeah.
All right, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
We're going to hide all the crescents so he doesn't turn into Wolf, and they're about to take them all away when just a crescent appears on the TV. And he turns into Wolf, and then we sort of everyone tries to tell him not to do things.
Did you see the croissant first, or was it both? I don't know.
It's the croissant in that one. The
croissant sets him off, and it's just like, okay, now we need to hide all the
It's the second story is the advert.
Yeah.
Croissant sets him off at first, yes, because he goes into the street and they find him with loads of women following him around.
He's a werewolf in all the stereotypical wolf things, and that he listens to Moi because he's the alpha.
Even though that's not a thing that happens.
That's not a thing.
No.
It's just like there's loads of women follow him because women are attracted to his masculine dominance kind of thing.
But don't worry, he just likes the attention. He just has, like, you know, borders, and he knows what consent is. He just wants to fight people, really.
Yes.
He just says, and also Nika's like, do what I say because you're my familiar. And he's like, we don't have a formal contract. I'll protect you, obviously, because I said I fucking would. But also, I'm going to do whatever they want. And she's like, that's absolutely fair. I'm not going to argue anyone. Like, everyone's
as your quote unquote boss, I really can't hold you down too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they established that his boy is the only one he'll listen to because of the mythical alpha thing that
Well,
I
he
get
beat him in a
did.
fight, so he respects him.
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
more so the
Yes.
what's happening here.
which is why when a cat shows up and he immediately recognizes the cat, and the cat won't stop meowing when he's trying to explain. I was like, oh, that's that girl that turns into a cat. He's like, so you like him? It's like he's figured out the whole situation. You come here to get petted by his powerful hands. She's like, oh my god, you fucking got me. You
Yes.
absolutely, you got it. And he's
right.
like, so if I win you, that means I beat him, right? That's if you fancy me, Wolf. I was like,
No,
oh.
straight
that's his
speaking, he thinks she's in love with her, and her excuse is, no, it's just my body. He loves the feeling of when it strokes me, and he goes, "You're a pervert."
Yeah, I mean, that's not a good sentence. That's a sentence a creep would say. But yeah.
Look, man, it's just you're not made of stone. I get it. You know, this piece you just gotta have to go for it if you really want it that way.
He's
Uh,
just happy that it's a
Stop being
situation
so
in which
weird about it.
it's a situation in which he can beat Moy that Moy is not aware of the whole situation basically, but it's just it would work out for Wolf. Yeah.
The deal is that she'll come by every month and show a crescent to
Let him
Keigo, so he
out.
can turn into a wolf and he can train so he can beat Moy. Then they're about they hear them coming back, so she leaps. He grabs her, holds her in her arms, and then she remembers. He's trying to tell her to turn back into a cat, and then she remembers how he saved her from the warlock, and now she's remembering those touches, and
Yeah.
goes off into.
She's been princess carried, and so she writes a
Yes.
poem about it. Obviously, that's
It's
just how she.
Also, that poem is much longer than the one she writes for Moy when Moy's stroking her as a cat.
Well, I mean, that's just being stroked as a cat.
Well, she was consumed with lust
lady.
last
Yes.
time. This is a
Yeah.
bit more like she's got like this is a bit more chaste. You know, this is like that all over her naked form. Cat or no cat.
Yeah, it's funny because like it's just she's such a horny teenager, but isn't incapable of expressing these feelings correctly in any fucking way, which I guess is still a horny teenager. But yeah,
Yes.
Good.
But yes, he's introducing another factor to her romance story, is that now she's physically attracted to Wolf as well.
but then she's like, I gotta go meet up that fucking guy talking about our Keigo.
Keigo,
Right?
yes.
What's you call him, an unrefined man or something?
That's it,
Like,
yes.
like,
Oh,
I gotta
swine.
meet up that guy, show him a crescent, bounce. Basically, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Okay.
And in the last part, Nico improves her cooking by adding a love potion to it so that you'll fall in love with the cooking. It's a very specific love potion involving a powder, so that if you come in contact with the powder, you fall in love with the thing that had the powder that's got the
On it last.
on it
Yeah.
last. Yeah.
And she does
So-
explain it was initially used by a witch who wanted to attract multiple dudes back in the time when I guess they had laws against that kind of thing. But she put it on the food so they would think her cooking is good. Unfortunately, Moy has noticed that she's doing magic shenanigans, so he's switched his plate for a fucking clean one, and now everyone else but him is in love with. What the fuck did she make? It wasn't lasagna.
sweet and sour pork.
It was something that looked nothing like what it was, but they're all in
Yeah,
love.
but
with sweet and sour.
it was
Yeah.
pretty rough and ready, but it might have tasted okay. Well, when Moy says
Yeah.
one saying, yeah, that ain't great, but at least he's trying.
Yes.
But what's
She's
from
like,
going? My God, this
Yes.
pork! I can't live without it.
It's the fact that Nico
I'm so
has bought
silly at all.
Nico has bought the pork a present is my favourite part.
They try and escape through town. They only spread dust all over.
Well,
the
yes,
town,
this
so-
is-
Holding the entire
This is
town.
after, yes, because Moy demands to know what's in this bottle, and it goes flying and covers everybody except for him because he covers his mouth. Yes, and then they exit. It's all stuck on Nico. They fly away to get away from the two lads who are now in love with Nico, and it all falls off her onto the townsfolk, and everybody's chasing them around. And
It's like the way they're in love is they become more cartoony and silly. They're not like
yes,
kind of creep on her or anything. And the townsfolk are more like zombies, but you know, it's still fine. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's an art style that is imitating somebody else's art style, and it's annoying me that I can't remember whose art style it is that the face is imitating.
It's
know some
definitely
of-
like an older thing, but I can't.
Yeah,
can't
I
think of
know
it.
some of the ones which will come along later is more obvious.
And they say sometimes, like they just out
Yes,
loud
they-
say what the
they
fuck they're
outright-
referencing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think
Like
of
with the
old,
kid
like,
who's the How to Learn
fucking-
English books. Yeah.
the thing, like, was like, this kind of thing happened in like Urusei Yatsura a lot, probably, like, people rushing through town trying to chase
Yes.
ladies, like, well, something like that, or of that vein.
Yeah,
Mm,
there'll be one eventually where everybody looks like Kaibutsu-kun characters.
Yeah.
Whether it'll be this season, because I think that's when Momo shows up, and she's not in the new opening, so I don't think we're getting Momo this season.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Being downgraded that opening, by the way, I suppose.
Yes,
But you already got the
Mm.
best, so anything else, it wouldn't be a downgrade.
I would say the animation through this entire episode's felt a little bit of a downgrade. It was not looking good, and I watched something
Mm.
which was pretty ropey looking this week. Annoyingly
Well,
ropey looking.
they've cleared the bar of the first serious arc, so now it's just like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
we can kind of coast now.
Yeah, I think if I wasn't so enamored with the comedy of the kind tiger, proud wolf part, I was like, this might be on the chopping block and get replaced with something I find a little bit more visually stimulating.
Like the main thing against it is all of us are reading the comic,
Yes.
and we're like, it's just like it's that thing of, it's like, I don't need to watch this. I'm reading the
Also,
book. It's like, I'm
but the-
fine.
But then I saw what next week's episode is, and I was like, okay, I'm going to stick around for
That's
another
the
one.
thing. You want to see that joke. You want to see
Yes.
how that works.
Yeah,
It's like,
well, how to do it up again, very text heavy. Like, are they going to do anything more exciting with that than the last one they did
No,
with this
yeah,
set
I
of
think-
characters?
I don't think it's that said. I think it is just. I've not watched it yet. I assume from the title that it is a straight up Uran Mirage anime we will get.
Oh,
That would be, that'd be better anyway.
Yes.
Get it on.
Hmm.
Based on how the comic does those chapters.
If something like more crazy and exciting comes along and
It
knocks it out
probably
of one,
is.
so I
I was gonna
wouldn't feel so bad because, well, it's okay, I'm running this, and I can always just dip back in when they're doing one of my favorite sketches. I got
Yeah.
tune in and
Yeah,
see
yeah,
how
yeah.
they did that one.
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely something more crazy and exciting. I've already watched it. And there's also something gentler and better animated and funny that I've watched as well, which we'll talk about next week. Go Loser Rage episode 24, the one and only Fighter D. Now, despite me thinking this is wrapping up and not getting another season, the end of this sets up another season. I don't know how they're going to do it because they seem to
Lads, no.
Yeah.
they seem to have
Get
killed
outta here.
characters off who should be alive for the next part of the story.
I guess they can just replace some of those guys. It's like, this is new fucking guy. We can just have this person. I didn't think it was as bad an ending as it could have been, considering how fucking bad it's been going. But I was
think
kind
it's-
of annoyed. It was just like, you haven't fucking killed the Ranger Force yet. That's what you said you'd do. You promised me we were going to do that. Like, why is this still happening? Why are you so like, oh, we could go on? It's like, you had to rush this ending. Why are you thinking you're going to get another one out of this? You fucker.
Yeah.
To temerity to think you get one of this.
The bulk of it is them fighting Death Messiah, and it ends with both Death Messiah and Fighter D are captured, and then it skips forward a bunch of years, and Angel comes and frees Fighter D at the end, and
Yeah,
we're set up for the
the-
next arc.
I like the way that Green has told Red and D and the lads, basically, Death Messiah's weak point is the horn. It's like, why? It's like, it was that in the anime. And it was just like, you break his horn, he's less powerful. And it was just like, oh, so because he's a true fan, that would be true. It's like, yes, that's how it would work. So they're all concentrating tax the horn. And D gets the kill shot by like just punching his horn from like the side when it's cracked enough. And their also plan is he's going to body tackle him into that holding cell with the force field around it. And it's just like, well, we can't kill you, so we're just, since we know you didn't take all the potion, and you did see a bit of it left because the boss monster overtakes your personality, and you're still you're still a little bit human. You know what humans need? Food. So we're gonna leave you in here to starve to death. And he's like, I still got a bunch of monster meats. It's going to take a while. Do you mind having a chat with me, Dean? And he's like, well, I'm locked in here for as long as you're alive, so yes, absolutely. 1 year later, it's like he's
Wow.
finally starved to
What a lot of
death.
monster meat.
Yes.
Did they get the robot out? Did they get the robot
No,
out?
I think that was just in the
Fuck's
anime.
sake.
No fucking robot. That was from the episode that they're referring
false
to.
advertising, man.
Yeah. Another thing to be annoyed about with the thing.
Yeah.
Also, they randomly. What's the curly-headed fellow who got into the fight in the first?
In the first.
Oh yeah, the little dude.
Yes.
And
We cut to
is he
him in
dead or not
hospital.
dead?
He's in hospital looking at us
Right.
like, wow, I wonder how the guys are doing. We all like, even your one going, is it your one with the two color eyes who has flipped sides, obviously.
Angel.
And she's kind of thinking, wow, Dee, we have so much history. I'm going to be your girlfriend now. And then she has a flashback to all their history, which is mostly the car park fight, because that's most of their fucking history. That was
Well,
the
you know,
longest
the
fucking
heated
thing.
battle ignites your passions like that.
Yeah. Also, her life has been revealed to be a lie.
Yeah.
She's not
You're
half
not actually my
monster.
daughter. I put a bit
she
of
had
your
the cat.
Yeah.
The cat monster is inside her. It's not the mother.
Okay.
Yeah, the audacity to like accidentally get into the season is ridiculous.
yeah.
I was going to keep an eye to see.
That? The girls who couldn't be magicians fun saying, "What the fuck you think you're getting there?"
Yes, to be fair, that's even more audacious because that's an original anime. So it just
Yeah.
oh no, it's not. It's web
It's
novels.
based on a
Isn't it? It's web
books, isn't it?
novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, web novels.
There's parts of this episode that work really fucking good. Like I like that the Death Messiah turns to see the fighters who have turned into dust cloud to bring all the blue guys from the fortress down. So they're working with the ranger sub guys, and Messiah is like, wow, monsters and humans working together. This is the world I want. And all the monster humans are like, get fucked, Death Messiah. We fucking hate you. I was like, that's cool. The fighters forming a human bridge across the broken bridge so the people can cross. Is like, we must trust the fighters. They seem pretty cool actually, and all just thinking of going ow 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 as people are running across them. I was just like, that's all great. That's so much fucking annoying about this fucking episode.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
just
like me,
it's
you probably
just
bought a bunch of that manga in a humble bundle I haven't read yet.
yeah, that's what I need to keep an eye out for. Is
Yeah.
it being on sale either in a humble bundle or digitally?
I got it before, and it was like a big chunk of it, and I think it only like not even it didn't even get up to the end of what this TV series purported to cover, but
Okay.
it probably filled in a lot of gaps for you. But yeah, keep an eye on it again because it seems to be one of those ones that just stick in to pad out a bundle. So you'll come across it again for sure.
I'll tell you the story as well. I kept forgetting to tell you, and it's annoying that will I go back and read the manga? Maybe. Will this annoy me too much? Maybe. But also, this is the show that I was watching a couple of weeks ago. I think it was the second in command green one was doing like her flashback to her thing, and it was like a reverse boo whip of the kind of like the black going in from the outside. It was black from the middle spreading out. And I was like, oh, okay, this is like, that's a cool visual effect. And then I realized the subtitle had stopped. And then I realized that this fucking show had killed my TV. And that was it dying. And that's why I'm going to fucking remember this show. That's the unfortunate thing. It's like, that show that ended badly and killed my television.
Too hot for television. Well, at least, one television, not the idea of television, just one television in particular.
Then we've got a much better superhero adaptation, My Hero Academia, Vigilantes, episode 15, What a Man Takes With Him.
Now this is like the flip. If this is all we get, this would actually be quite satisfying.
Yeah.
It does this kind of thing, and so. I know I understand they have. I know there is more, but it's like whatever the kind of the quality, because now I think if it's going to run for a bit, will the focus, the attention to care be paid for how it's made and who it's made for and how and all sorts of that. Like, but if this was all we got, this would be like a nice tidy little thing set within this My Hero Academia wider world. But we're kind of leaving off like we're seeing like one guy kind of like sunset his activities like being a vigilante, and then seeing passing the baton off to these two young folks who seem to have some prospects, things looking up for them. Also, we got like Captain Celebrity around. He's actually not that bad of a dude when you get to know him, and he has some actually good points to make about, hey, maybe don't put your nose in for stuff and getting over your head, because that actually creates more difficulty and danger for people. Besides making more work for me, but is like, from a practical standpoint, it's kind of dangerous for you to be kind of just getting over your head like that.
His little sulking pity party, I think, got one of the biggest laughs out of me this week. Because he was just really fucking funny. He was just really like, just fucking stop it, just pathetic at the table kind of thing. Don't tell my boss I'm here. Like all that shit was just solid shit. But yeah, the stuff with actually, do we have his real name yet for Knuckle Duster?
Kuroda.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a pseudonym. Oh wait, no, the hospital called him that. So yeah, that's probably his real name then. Yeah, we get like him, like you say, bowing out, and he's already kind of dipped out from the last episode, but the characters don't know that yet because he didn't make it clear. But I like the way he hasn't really given up on them. They weren't just like entirely tools to him. He went back to Koichi's apartment and dropped his mask and his knuckles, his brass knuckles, and they were like, I'll leave him there. You know what to do. And he's like, I guess he wants me to wash them. I don't fucking know. Like,
see, it's kind of like, it makes it more poignant is that like he left them like, oh, I guess he's just busy with something else with that. Not that I'm not coming back. I'm not ever coming back.
Yeah. I've done my mission. My mission is complete.
It hasn't sunk in. It's like, there for and saying, I guess it's all right. And then it's only like,
months down the line with the
without saying it out loud, everyone's saying, I guess he's not there. Well, when he comes back, he's ready for him. But like, it's again makes it more poignant. Everyone's saying he knew that he had to go, but also he knew that he could go because he's like trying to inspire a new generation here.
I did like when you're seeing him, he's coming into the hospital and like subbing out for the Spike guy who was there when his daughter woke up, and she's like, "Who the fuck are you? Why does my head hurt? Why can't I move my arm?" And Dad shows up. Is like, "Hey, thanks, man. You've been doing me a solid. I'll call you later." So he's just like, "Can we see Mom?" It's like, you just missed her. You just sleep because we can't do anything about the gaping hole in your head that is like the pain medication. Can't really do much for that, but it's like you rest up. Everything's going to be okay. Dad's here, kind of thing.
Got a few limbs broken in that last encounter, and your heart stopped, and renting out besides. But there is this like tension there. You just taking that is that same fucking just like kind of like manic energy going to taking care of her, getting her well. Can try to get her back to some kind of form of normality right now. Like I will fucking hold her down to the bed myself until she's better. It's that kind of it's all for the good of my daughter.
Yeah,
it kind
of feels like his energy is focused on getting her better now, which is why he's hung up the mask and the knuckle dusters. He's hung up the superhero thing. Is like that's done. It's all on her now, and like I assume some of the manicness there is like, is she gonna like love me at the end of this, or is she gonna like still bounce? Because I do need to get her back on her feet. That the important thing is getting her back on the feet. But there's still kind of like this tension. It was like, have I fucked up irredeemably? Like he doesn't know that. Like and it's really well presented for like how subtle it is, and it's really funny that that's in contrast to Pop going like and watching her on herself on YouTube going like, fuck yeah, I fucking nailed that bit. That's great. There's small life things happening that are just like meaningful to them.
It's little wins, and again, that's why this makes it much more like relatable to the fucking blockbuster spectacle that's the main comic of My Hero Academia. Fun saying this is just like everyone can get a little win. It's a little bit of fun. We've made a little headway in something. Just kicking off like we're doing shows. Doesn't always go to plan. We might get Captain Celebrity guy could bring in Zakrota instead to fucking sing a song that we just played. But he did a good version of it though. So you can't be too mad about it.
It's really funny that like again these minor things they've gotten I think like a local triplet group, and I was like, oh fuck those characters, I love them. Like
I
when they show
about
up.
them,
yeah.
The Sisters of Saint Delila's Academy. They look like they've stepped out of Madeline.
Yeah.
They're great. So they show up as like, are we going to see a real hero? And it's like, yeah, totally. And then one's like, fucking Captain Celebrity says he can't show up. He's shooting a commercial downtown. And they're like, fuck, I fucking lied to those kids. And they see Keiichiro come in. He's like, ooh, can I have one of the box lunches? Like, does he count? We keep telling him he's basically like a freelance sidekick, but it's like, does he count as a hero? And so they have him on. The kids are like, wow, this guy's real funny. So when's the hero coming? They're like, fuckity fuck. We fucked up. We're going to disappoint 3 children. That's their emotional stakes through this episode. Three adorable children are going to be disappointed.
Yeah,
Mm.
I suppose the only really kind of hint that they're trying to think going forward is that the man with the scar and the baseball cap is still sneaking around places, like spreading samples or getting samples.
Well, we're also checking in on the cops, like going like, okay, so these
ongoing
pop-up,
investigation.
yeah, these pop-up villains are different than the prior ones because that eel kid, he's not reverting. He's still like a big fucking eel man, as opposed to like a dude with eel-like qualities, which is what he had before. Yeah, there's a little different, and obviously with the mantis that showed up in the middle of town, just like chopping shit up. That's this is different from it's related clearly because but the fact that they're not reverting back and they can't just blend back into a crowd or get away, it's just like this is something different.
That little meeting that Sakauchi has with Eraserhead and third person at that, they don't actually say or say by name who this person is, who is this meant to be. They seem to be included in this fun saying, "Oh." Because I think they fun say it, like, or label it in the comic book and that's Midnight and they're like a civilian guy phone saying, "Man, you scoop up well actually." No, I wouldn't know that was you.
You look good, lady.
Whereas it does give the impression though that now that Eraserhead only has those clothes to wear.
Well, he's about street justice, and again, there's a reason he has this like I guess commonality with like the street vigilantes that everyone's in. He probably has lived like in his adulthood at some point in his life.
The difference between him and Knuckle Duster is he has a license. That's the main fucking difference.
Got a teaching job, you know.
Eventually, he'll get a
down
steady job.
Go to night school, get his degree. Good man.
The Bat villain comes back, but we see this orchestrating all this is this suspicious guy in disguise at the festival. And essentially, this is like the first part of the next arc. It's all happening.
And like even like changing it up. So obviously, Knuckle Duster's not coming back to the apartment, but Captain Celebrity, after rescuing you from a mantis, like you didn't really help out with that mantis creature. You distracted for a minute and had to leave the shoot. Actually, no, it was the bat that was going after Koichi, which he was zoning in on his singing. The bat guy. So yeah, him going back to Koichi's apartment, going like, "Man, my fucking job sucks. Everything sucks. Don't tell my fucking boss I'm here. I see she's ringing you on the phone." Like. He makes like a pathetic version of Knuckle Duster, and Knuckle Duster's already like a pathetic kind of guy in a bunch of things, but like a funny version of that. And I was like, yeah, that kind of works as him being a recurring cast member that's going to be like the big bulky guy, but he looks really small when he sat down on the table like a big sad sack.
Again, I don't mean to do it, but it does it to itself. Drawing parallels with the main comic where we had like the kind of paternal figure superhero everyone would kind of rely upon. So he's just going to like fun, fight and power through and win the day. But the world can't have him anymore because you got injured in the last fight, which someone's got another hero dead. And we're going to like, no, where's new generation of heroes that kind of do that? Except he's still in the mix and he's still fighting. We're going to bring it back like 5 different ways. We can fight again one time. Where Knuckle Duster, he makes his impact, he makes his impression, he passes the baton off to the kids, and he's gone. He's not coming back. You will see him again in flashbacks. You will see him again in other kind of ways. But as far as the main story goes, he's gone. He's not physically there anymore. So now we'll see, without this guy around, how will the new dimension adapt? Like genuinely.
And I do like Captain Celebrity is a great fucking character because it's like this guy is an excellent hero. Like he just like swoops in, saves the day, does it all, but he's so shit at the whole life fucking part, and that's the part that's fucked him up. I guess it's Jesus Christ, that kind of makes him, even though he looks like Superman, that makes him more like a Spider-Man analog. He cannot get his fucking shit together in his life, is what his continuing arc is, basically.
No, that does seem to be more of his own.
It's his own fucking fault,
as opposed to Spider-Man's, where it's he's not the Parker look that's giving him.
No, it's not the responsibility that's ruining his life. It's the fact that he's such a shit. Yeah.
The other thing Keiichiro notices is that I guess Pop and Makoto are now fully on the same spot now that all this fan mail is coming in. There's no longer
all 3 of them.
3 fan mail. Wow.
It's more than 0. It's more fan mail we've ever gotten. He's got us there.
and she's bought a massive pinboard to put all this fan mail on. That Koichi then just starts hanging more important things onto the board.
Like the bin, like when the bins go out and that kind of stuff. And
Yes.
we'll hang Master's knuckles here. And it's just like,
Yes.
it's not really for that. And like, because your half thing is like, ooh, is this a crime board? It's like, no, this is going to be all their memories. And then you have Koichi's kind of thing. It was like, I always thought of Master as the head of the household, but I didn't realize it's me. I'm the fucking guy in charge.
My
of the
fucking
situation.
flash.
You're paying the rent on the place. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah,
Yeah.
really, really good show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
again,
I just
like,
hope when it comes back, it keeps like all the visual tropes
panache.
that it uses. Of
It had him washing like the fucking brass knuckles in a bucket, and it had the splish splash thing that was moving water like, and I was just like, fucking hell, man, you even put in the effort on the sound effect of him washing his master's stuff. I was like, that's good. Yeah.
Well, this will like by virtue of there's more to adapt, it will kind of outlast when they come back and finalize that last bit of the main My Hero Academia. So it means like I think people will remember this then more favor because it's going to be more recency bias can work in our favor, and this is going to be maybe the kind of positive interpretation of this kind of that world that in people's minds. Presuming they keep on going at this pace. So
yeah,
I hope they do.
Then we got Detectives These Days Are Crazy, Episode 1, former Great Detective Nagumo Keiichiro and Mashiro's Pest Extermination.
Busted down, broken 35-year-old man.
Yes. I was like, even considering when the comic started, he'd be 44 now. It's still unreasonable the things he doesn't know.
Doesn't know what smartphones are. Or mobile phones or anything like that. He still takes it on the old dog and bone in his office, I suppose.
I guess that happens to another character we're going to talk about in a bit, but like that's more so. I'm a character from the 80s who's been pushed forward to present day, so I don't know how to use a tablet. But this guy is just like, you probably should have, like, you should have grown up with that stuff. And also,
unless he's been in prison. It makes sense. It makes sense because there's a lot of similarities to this and the Like a Dragon Yakuza games, and various side stories.
Contrarian hipster, maybe.
Yes.
Two competing theories here.
Anyway, a schoolgirl arrives having brought a old advert he'd put out asking for an assistant, saying, "I'm here to be your assistant," and bullies him into being his assistant. And also, because she's a better detective than he is at this point in time, also seems to be the case. Because she helps solve the adultery case that he's currently investigating.
Yeah, the flashback seems to be he's like, teen detective solves murder or whatever the fuck, and it's very much so I'm Detective Conan type character, and then his life went to shit, and he's just like, I'm pretty sure this guy, his wife is cheating on him, so I'm just gonna follow around and take pictures when she does it.
It's definitely a premise that has been done multiple times in recent years. Dicktown, the John Hodgman, David Rees cartoon is a very similar premise except that one has the thing of the former teen detective is still solving teen crimes into his middle age.
That's all he knows.
Stay in your lane.
But as a thing goes, like I do generally do prefer, and it is generally funnier or whatever to have instead of a guy who's like the anime trope of like I'm a guy who's good at the one skill or I'm the guy who's good at every skill. Is like I'm a guy who was good at this thing, but that I peaked early and it's been all fucking downhill from there. That you can mine so much more from that, Yeah.
The first part is fine. It's just introduced to the first two characters and sort of setting up the level of surrealness that it has of her pulling out a gigantic naginata and then putting it back down her bra.
Just the attempt of this the one void space, you can just like one put everything off, and she pulls out some of your objects before she reaches and pulls out that one again. It's like
she says she has developed this technique in order to be a great detective, and it's just like, how would okay, I guess evidence. I don't know. It's a strange situation, yeah.
But the second part was where I had a lot more faith in this cartoon because it is She's put out posters saying "We'll do anything," like they're the goodies or the Gintama characters, and that she's claiming, "Isn't it great that I'm so good at art?" And this is the worst post you've ever seen.
She appears to be a teenager, and it appears to have been drawn by a 4-year-old at best.
Yes. And she's like, "Aren't you
Had to
so
go for the
lucky?
crayon? Yes, you did.
Yeah. Aren't you so lucky to have my art skills?" And she's
And he
printed
like
out.
tears up the poster, but she has printed out 500 of them
Yes.
around town or something.
Yes.
Walk across the town, the street with them.
And they open with a missing cat case, and they've recovered the wrong cat, and she's decided we're just going to keep this cat. And the cat chases him round with a bug, and she has to get the bug off the cat, and then realizes, hang on, it's the bug you're afraid of, and then you immediately get the same animation again of him running away, but now with her chasing him around the room with the bug. And somebody comes in, she's got a problem with bees, and it's like, okay, the bug, okay. She says she's not afraid of bugs, so I'll get her to take care of this bees. If it's not detective work, we're going to get paid. I'm going to sort this out. So she passes the message on to her, and wires get crossed, and she exterminates an entire Yakuza bureau.
Yep, I'm at the right address.
Yeah, it's a hive of scum and villainy, and it's like, yeah,
I get you. You just take care of it. Do what you do best. It's just like, all right. I read you.
Going through the steps, like have a look and identify the thing, and she kind of like looks inside. There's a bunch of mafiosos inside. It's like, then make sure they're trapped inside so you can do the fucking thing. She locks the door behind her. It's just like,
then release the gas. Yep, got my gas right here.
So then obviously the mafia guys start shooting at her while she's hiding behind a desk, and he's like, who's shouting? What are those banging noises? And she's like, I'll call you back. What, she kills all these people, I presume. Yeah.
All but one, who can't bring himself to fight her, and he surrenders, and then she comes back and is like, job done, and even better, we've got another assistant now.
And he's like, I'm happy to be working here. I used to be a mafia guy, but now I work here. And he's like,
I've seen the light.
Go make me a coffee or something. It's just like, I don't fucking know what to do. Stop. When we fail a case, stop bringing them back here. And one's like, but the wasps, have those been taken care of? Yeah.
The energy of the second part had me much more excited about watching this. It lived up to the crazy side of things.
It's like it's just jumping out with like Mashiro is just like she makes like her opinion she makes crazy faces. All right,
Yeah.
That's it. That's one like a big component of it. That's not like a lampshade or that. She makes crazy faces with of the wildest things, the wildest pulls, and those are frequently hilarious. And it reminds me of like again the 90s are back, baby, of sort of comedy things of this era, which are often kind of frenetic, reference heavy things. But they can be a bit much at the best of times. But it's I think of them fondly, the kind of atmosphere they had fondly in regards to this. So I agree. It grabbed me a lot more than I expected it was going to. So I got to I give it another look and see if we can keep up the kind of pace and not drive me away too much.
Yeah.
I came in similarly coolly. I think kind of cool about like the vampire dies in no time. I'm very fond of that now.
Yeah.
That is my current yardstick. Is that?
Because again, like you said, it was slow to do the establishing thing, and then once it just started going like bam, 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 like really adapting, very punchy, lots of jokes. That was just like, it was just solid.
Then we got 2 episodes of Hell Teacher Nube. Episode 1, The 99-Legged Bug, and Episode 2, Rampage of the Fox Demon, in which they have both modernized it, brought everything up to modern day, but the skull still looks like a 90s skull. I could smell it from the backgrounds. I was like, I know what this building smells like.
I mean, like, I guess, like, the excuse could be, it is a 90s school refurbished for the modern day. Like, I guess
yes, well, they kind of make the point.
The budget isn't great, man. We have to listen.
Yes.
Everyone's got fucking tablets now. That's pretty good, right?
It's
That-
still
that
toys,
was-
isn't it? Look.
Yeah. That was the point at which I was like, oh yeah, while this school seems familiar, I realised, hang on a second, do I now know nothing about how schools work? I was like,
We can understand then, like, if it was trapped for cash, why they would hire somebody like Nube was as odd a background as he has.
yeah, and they kind of say like, oh, this area, this town is in a real
Central.
bad state regarding spooks, and the school is the central point of the spooks, and so we brought you in to deal with this, which is a flip of the comic, because the comic he's already there, and it is what's the little kid in these 2 episodes called?
Oh, the one with the pigtails, or
No, the one who's
no,
the one who's got
boy
the-
who
Oh,
was possessed.
the one who's possessed. Yeah. Sorry.
Angie. Oh god.
Hiroshi.
Hiroshi. God, I didn't know
Okay.
it was a very like Hank, Tim, something like that.
And I think it works better with Nube being the new guy at the school than vice versa, particularly because they then have also excised all the Monster of the Week stories, which introduce each member of the class. That's gone
Yeah.
completely.
It's very
Yeah,
much
yeah,
okay. Like again, I kind of like the modernization. Like I saw how Witch Watch did it. It's like someone is classified got a secret. Okay, half a dozen of you know what the secret is right now. It's out of the bag. It's just like get straight to adventures. Like that's right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And
So
it kind of makes more sense. It's like, how is this class so fucking haunted? It's like, Nube, you're the only exorcist with a teacher's license, so I brought you in because we got a lot of fucking hauntings. He's like, yeah, I looked into it. It's not like spirit fucking lines where like it's a magnet for fucking ghosts and spooks and fucking shit. So yeah, absolutely, I will teach the
Yeah.
kids. Like, so I was like, okay, that's fine then. That's okay.
yeah, and he explains that you can't just go around exercising every spirit you see, because most spirits are fine.
Yeah.
You can live with alongside them. It's just the ones which cause problems, such as this tantrum worm that has infected Hiroshi, which normally only possess babies and toddlers and make them throw tantrums.
Which he
but this-
demonstrates by pulling
Yeah.
one out of a fucking baby. Kind of terrifying, but it just literally it's to stop a baby crying. It's like, yeah,
Those
they're not a
parasites,
big deal.
Yum.
But this one has festered inside Hiroshi, and he's got a bad attitude. And so, but he will do anything to protect the children of his class. And so he takes care of this 99-legged bug in an explosion of action that I was not expecting from the cartoon. It looks pretty nice, but it then suddenly looks even nicer when he's fighting the 99-legged bug.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the leading up to that was like more comedy bits, like his introduction to his class where he's trying to be spooky but fucks it up. He does not know
But then
how.
the glove comes off.
Yeah. He starts kicking ass. You're trying to exercise the haunted painting as well, and he's just like, I'm just doing that for a bit. I'm not really, because the thing at the end is of him going like, "Don't worry, painting. I won't tell."
Peyton goes like, "Oh no,
Like,
it's hard to be."
Try not to freak out the kids too much, and I won't throw salt at you as a bit. Like, because I know that doesn't exercise you. What exercises you is me beating the shit out of you with my fucking monster hand. That's what does the trick. Yeah.
But after this, the bug's gone, but it's weeks getting worse for Hiroshi, because the doctor he saw in the first episode turns out to be a fox demon who has gone. He's gone examined Hiroshi and gone, "Your skull's just the right shape for me to humanize myself."
Kidnaps him, brings him to a building site, and Vaughn's saying, "I'm gonna get you now, kid," with his very scary conspirator. And it's like, what's roof? I must see a man rip his own skull out of his own head.
Yeah, it's like
That's
the initial
fucking gnarly.
the initial thing of like is just like, oh, you hospitalize your dad and you keep being violent in school and you got kicked off the soccer team and all this kind of, it's just like, okay, yeah, it's going pretty bad for him. But it's like, no, this guy randomly bumped into your street. It's like, cool skull, kid, and fucked your life up, and now is using that crazy fucking tool that's just like, wow, there's weird blades on that. But then when you see how it rips the skull out of him, it's like, oh, all of those blades have a specific purpose, for the purpose of ripping skulls out of things, like your own fucking head. But it's fine, he turns into a fox demon after that. It's
Weird
like,
thing is, though, they can kind of stylize that. They're pixelating out later on when Nube is like, he's got a stump of an arm before he like regrows in the demon hand. And it's like, why did they kind of like, like go pixelate that out when all this is happening.
I think it's fine because that's a monster. It's like the rules of you can do whatever the fuck you want to a monster. For example, have it rip its own skull out, but we can't have a dude grow his arm back. It's a demon arm, but he is like a human dude. Like I think it's that level of violence is probably why, but it is weird.
You want to find out more about that at the Bio Blu-ray.
Yes.
That's a modern day read the manga.
Do watch if you want to see somebody rip his own skull out, because it comes as a surprise. Because you think that weapon's going into the kid, and it's not.
No.
It goes into his own head, and then you go,
I'm
well,
space for a new skull. No, don't try first. Wow, I think I'm stupid.
I mean, he does also stab Nube multiple fucking times.
Yeah, and he's got these like these metal orbs that you can throw around and create illusions with. Which then the kids go and climb into the giant magnet in order to pull the illusions away. They basically save Nube in this one.
Also, the building side is also like a theme park. So there was like a carnival, like roller coaster, like things. So that's all actually taking place. Again,
it's being a refurbished.
A nice burst of action there. Like a dozen clones of the Foxman running around, and Nube's fighting them off. So that's like going into like a lot higher gears than I thought something like this might. It's reminded me a little bit too of like whenever the 2018 Keiichiro was like turning it off and saying, that is like a kind of ghost story kind of thing, similar kind of thing, but like it didn't be turned on when it did, but when it did, it was really good. Like, yeah.
I also appreciate that, like with Keiichiro and some of these things, like the protagonist seems like pretty OP. He's like, yeah, he's definitely gonna win. He's pretty like tough and cool and badass and all this shit. Nube's constantly getting the shit kicked out of him throughout these 2 episodes. It's like, he's extremely vulnerable. Then it's just like, yeah, pretty much.
We get the hand, really. The rest of me is like, not so bulletproof. You'll find.
Well, Tamamo mentions that the rest of his body is quite strong, but he does recognize also the hand is some sort of demonic power rather than spiritual power, which we don't get that really sort of explained in the first 2 episodes.
No, he does. He's like, he says to the kids, "Don't worry, my hand is I put a demon in there, like when I exercise this, but it's perfectly fine. Like it's still good. He's like, you don't have to worry about the demon trapped in my hand. It's cool."
Yeah, I believe in the comic there's a much longer build-up to Tamamo going for the skull. But I think also
like they're definitely like, I'll get you next time, Nube, next time.
Yeah, I think it's rivals to allies type story with that character, from what I understand. So we'll see. I think probably just want to get to that quicker. I also like how the theme song is not the original theme song, but it's close enough to remind you of the original theme song. But we also get the original theme song in episode 1 when he's playing it on his MP3 on his phone as he comes into the
It skips from the spooky song to his theme tune. It's like, oh fuck, how do I go back? Like it's
yes.
So they clearly have the rights to use it because they used a bit of it on his phone. But yeah, it's got like nearly the is it Ode to Joy it uses?
It is the original one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
It nearly has that like chord progression at one point, and I was like, okay, yeah, I see the inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. I have nothing to say.
Like this was one that's like Nube's been like a thing I've been very aware of, like via osmosis, but never ever kind of delved into, and see like a new version of it, which very high fidelity. Like people are like saying like, the eyebrows, you gotta pay attention to those. Eyebrows are very important. You gotta get those right on Nube, and they were satisfied with that. It's just, and also like any time that you've seen a Chuni type character finds, it was a demon sealed in my hand. Yes. This is where it all comes from. Yeah.
But it's weird because like he's not like, the monster in my hand is causing me to kill. It's just like, that's just monster hand. He's cool. Like he's not edgy about it. It's great. Like it's a much more
this whole
fun
thing is like, come on, quiet down in
there. Then we got Dandadan, episode 13. Like, this is the legend of the giant snake.
Previously on Dandadan.
Yes.
MuuMuu was imperiled in a hot spring, and the lads had just busted through a wall that definitely will like void out a deposit in this house.
Yes.
I
Luckily,
forgot
they
how much I
cover.
fucking hate this family. I hate these fucking guys
Yeah,
so
the grey
much.
skin is a nice touch that I don't really ever think
The
about
glowing
from the
yellow
comic.
eyes, they seem much more reptilian or kind of like
Weird.
again, yeah. There's definitely some kind of weird, very strange family tree. It's more like a family like tangled hedgerow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I lo- I've tried the stuff at the hot springs, as suspected, because we've read the comic, is wrapped up very quickly in a Buster Keaton style building collapse.
Yes. It's
Uh,
just like Granny has come. She's like going to the hot springs. I'm fucking getting in that backpack. It's like you could have just asked. And it's like her luck powers are causing this fucking building to fall apart as it was meant to because it was old and rickety when they got there. Everything conveniently working out
You
for
see, a great view in there. If you just got rid of that fence, keep telling.
and meanwhile, the lads cover up the hole with a Paris Saint-Germain or
And as soon as I saw that
off-brand.
poster go up, I
Yes.
was just like, "That's just motherfucker,
Yeah.
Yeah,
motherfucker."
I reread this in between the seasons, and when I saw it in the comic, I was like, that's some foreshadowing. But yes,
I know. I think you were saying of the comic, like you kind of wanted it to. You expected it to be more like Bug Ego, where the weird kind of stuff kind of thing, where it's just like it's going on the legends, but it is such a well written fucking comic that is like, oh, I'm
yes,
not making an offhanded thing. All this shit is fucking relevant.
yeah, I
Or
like
will
it.
be relevant.
He will, and I like the fact that this is also definitely where it gets into the Fortean stuff. I think more than just
Yeah,
the yokai and UFOs, even though we've had Loch Ness
occasionally an
Monster
alien.
already. Yeah.
That they're all linked. They're all
Yeah.
linked.
Because it turns out this family worship a Mongolian deathworm, thinking it's a snake god, and Okuran has to actually them. It's not a snake god; it's just a giant cryptid. While they're being
And
sucked into quicksand.
And we did get the contrast thing, like seeing where Momo's gone to check out the is it Tsukinoko?
The Tsuchinoko, the fat snake.
Tsuchinoko, the shrine, and I forgot about this incidental character that's just like, I want to become a YouTuber, man. Fuck this shrine shit. But then he gives a great fucking tour and it's like, dude, you should put this on YouTube. And he's like, holy shit. It's like, yeah, this is a great fucking, like, because it's like, it's not a Tsukinoko, but the moral story is good. And he's like, yeah, this is solid, dude. Video essay that shit. And he's like, holy shit. It's like, yeah, you could do your job as a YouTuber. You fucking tool.
Well, I'm sure this won't come into play later on in the movie.
Yeah.
So essentially, what the family do is they throw people in the hole in the room which they uncovered, and they go into quicksand, and they're consumed by the snake. It also appears that over time, buildings built on that spot also fall through the quicksand because when everybody
it used to be an altar that they'd sacrifice kids to appease the snake god to stop the volcano erupting. But then they just like eventually that became illegal human sacrifice, so they started renting out houses there, and we see the new houses come like and the different
varying styles and
the varying styles and periods and yeah.
But
great,
always a
great
little
footage.
annex on the outside that never quite fits in with the rest of the structure.
It's so good. Like obviously, yeah, the altar bit. But it's just like, yeah, so we have someone new move in, we get them eaten by the snake. Everything's fucking kosher. Oh shit, we've all fallen the hole. Quick, everyone do the she pose. That means that the snake god won't fucking eat you. It's like we've established that. And all that shitty family trying to do the fucking pose.
and they all get eaten.
Yeah.
They're
they
surely
didn't establish
dead.
that with the snake.
Yes, and our heroes go and hide in the house, but Momo and Okuran are in the light, and they start behaving strangely while Gigi's in the shadow, and he's not behaving strangely. He's wondering what's going on with them, and Okuran suddenly develops the Turbo Granny powers and starts lurching towards Gigi, and that's our cliffhanger. It's like he's about to attack Gigi. Why? What's going on?
We're bros. We're just being bros. You remember what my favorite football team was?
I've hard pressed to pick a favorite like action scene in this one fucking episode, but I really like it when Momo comes back to the house. The lads are tied up and mostly naked, or they're unconscious naked, and the family are obviously doing something, and she gets in a flat out brawl with the whole fucking family.
She's
And
just
it's
like lacing kicks like right into the side of her head. That was how she entered the whole
Yeah.
like story to begin with, was lacing a kick in someone's head. That's if she goes as she means to continue.
I think it's because it's like a small confined space, and it's just baiting the fuck out of dudes. It's like The Raid or something like that. It's really fucking good. And then it turns out the old lady of the thing knows kung fu.
Fucking
So
snake
it's
style, fucking stuff like that. When Jennifer Lopez Anaconda.
it's very good. Yeah. I saw some people kind of weirded out by the creeper kind of thing, and I was like, I didn't I get it's like a bit lecherous and shit, but I think it's supposed to be like, oh fuck, she's in real danger here. Like I think it's supposed to be like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
think also of well of what like each person is being drawn on from here is this like besides the occulting thing, what there was
Yeah.
what was I confined to the horror film, the slasher film. You're going to have this like impermanent there. It's still going to be like, this sense of dread and menace like that within the thing, because that's what they're fans of. That's what they're bringing into it.
Yeah, I think it is slightly heightened from what it is in the comic.
Definitely. Yeah.
But obviously,
well, usually it's a panel thing of like there's one of these guys lecturing a Momo. Oh wait, I got psychic powers. Poof, you get fucking psychically smashed out of screen.
And obviously, also we know where it's going, so it doesn't seem as bad because we know that it's not actually it's just human sacrifice.
That's the thing. If you're coming to it from the first fucking thing, it might you don't know where it is ended up. Yeah, that's probably helping. The rewatching of it from watching it on the comic. Yeah.
Then finally for this week, it's Me and the Alien MuuMuu, episode 13, Sakurako and the Cultural Festival.
I thought because of this episode, it's like that's a nice 13, good core. Like and Culture Festival was like, we got all the fucking school to get it right. And then I had a new opening, and I was like, you son of a bitch, you're fucking cool.
we knew it was continuing.
I forgot. Like I was just like,
but no breaks. We're gonna keep at it.
Yeah, and I like that. Like the big theme of this episode is like, which is why Sakurako gets the title, is that it's about how far she's developed over the school year, from how shy she was at the start, and now she's trying to become the campus queen in the amazing.
Well, it's just so like pressed into it, but it's just like we're feeding off the back of the rep you've built right now. And saying you have like Miwa being, I'm going to be the sexiest one, fun selling hot dogs in the cute outfit. And then Arwana as well, she's just again been pressured into it just like to sell the little talismans and the love catch at our like little stall here because you're the Shrine Maiden Club. It's like we need to get in for the day. But Sakurako's just like, oh yeah, that nice guy with the cash who fixed my toaster. Everyone loves her, and that's what fan base are tapping into to get her over.
Because the initial thing of them doing the stalls is like the ending that feeds into the contest. Yeah, it's well put together.
But we opened with MuuMuu and Desimaru enjoying the university's wrestling club.
Desimaru looking at the wrestling and goes like, "Our slaves' lives worth so little." It's just like that was so fucking funny to me.
But they're still going, yeah.
They're still enjoying the wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, and also the fact that they're watching.
My God, his back is broken on a backbreaker. Yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah, and having spent so many shows in the balcony at York Hall in London, I was like, I was relating a little too much to them sitting in the balcony watching the wrestling. However, me and Gary have now decided we're too old to sit in the balcony any longer. We're only going to get floor seats from now on.
Okay.
Talk about a climb down.
I know, but those wooden seats were becoming a bit much in middle age. Well, we get the Lucky Cats come back as well. They finally get to sell all those Lucky Cats that she bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it's really good. Like you realize like how many background characters we've met, and you get to like run them through them all again in one episode.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
I presume the wrestlers are the bodybuilders from before. Like, is the thing. Like, yeah.
You see how much like it's just like it really picked up when joining the club, and it's kind of able to kind of tap into the rest of them, and over time because you could have like gone for a while fun saying it's a gal and a wacky cat, but I'm glad it takes the time to this. There's a lot more I think more strange things are going on with the club president than there is an alien cat. Really, he's got some stuff he's got to work out, and
Yeah,
like no, his like peculiarities make an alien cat seem banal in comparison.
Their motives are understood. His is obscured. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the campus comedy genre is what it is, but also with alien invaders.
But then it's weirdly how then it's drawn in because he's obviously into that then, but then by virtue of like Miwa trying to like not get her prospective like boyfriend and all fun starting the club, she's learning as well about appliances and saying, well actually the kids first you gotta watch out for second-hand appliances because like the capacitor is like on its last legs there. You can just fun buy it and it's cheap, it's gonna crap out in you in less than a year. How do you know actually the capacitors are actually
yeah,
there's also her
argument
family
that
background as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. She does understand electronics from being an heiress to electronics fucking shit. But like their argument about it's like it's about fucking romance, the romance of holding new appliances, and their argument like driving.
Why you could steam your bread?
Initially, the crowd are like, "Oh fuck, there's gonna be a fight," but eventually they're like, "We're bored. We're moving on to the next fucking thing," which is her cooking the grilled vegetables that she got from her parents that your man said, no, none of the vegetables. We're about selling appliances. None of this shit. And she's actually making
what
up.
An appliance can do is grill some veggies.
And they make up because initially she's like, oh, I'm just giving these away. Don't worry about it. And they're like, you're such a sweet local girl. Here you go. Have some fucking money. And she made up the rest of the money that they needed for the club anyway. So I was like, okay. So she brings a lot to the club as well, obviously. And yeah.
That's what's like Keiichiro. I mean, I met some fun Nube on the same vegetables again, and he's just like going around with fun saying, "What's up?" On some Nube. It's like, oh my gosh, yes.
They're using that hot boy to their advantage, which again, your one tries to do in the second half of the episode, where she wants to take the crown of campus queen away from what's the dark-haired girl again?
Sakurako.
Sakurako, who she doesn't want to be campus queen. She's been kind of strong-armed into this because she's so goddamn popular.
The reveal of what she does to win campus queen each year, though, is like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because we get Miwa does like a one-woman play where she's playing all the roles.
Her costume changes are very fucking impressive, and the fact that she managed to get I'll get the hot boy on stage so I can do the stomp beside him and basically confess my feelings in poetry to him. He won't realize that he is fucking stupid. He's a stupid boy.
Sakurako does some soldering.
And she's like, soldering. That's so passe. But the fact that she's taught the cat to solder, everyone's like, wow. And she does have
a cat. He's wearing a little tie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's a considerable fan base cheering for her. It's like, woo, soldering girl. It's just like, yeah.
And then Sonoko just does an amazing feat of strength, and everybody just goes,
I'm going to break some roof tiles. Yeah.
And you go, well, fair enough.
Can't tap that. Nope.
No, that's impressive.
And then we reveal that Tsurumi just gets given the Campus King one for doing nothing.
He was on stage.
He was handing out samples of stew. So you see what like a soul cooker out of various many kinds of soul cooker what they can do for you. Here's one that's just for sweet potatoes. Just for that. Sweet potatoes at your fingertips at any time you want.
Yeah, it's good, Craig.
Yeah, but it's a great romance to appliances, but there's somebody who's like, and particularly a top for a Japan. You got a lot of like competition for counter space in there, for cupboard space. How many of these things you're gonna like one-off appliances you're gonna have like bulk appliances? You gotta take one appliance that can do so many things for you. I suppose you can put other things in the sweet potato maker.
But now the romance is these are second-hand and therefore cheap, and it's like I don't need a waffle maker, but a cheap waffle maker.
I'll try one out for a tenner. All right.
Sure. Yeah. I see the appeal, which is why I have so much junk.
Yes. A garlic press, really? Like, yes, a garlic press.
Yeah.
There's a rare sighting of an Earth cat in this episode as well, right at the end when.
I was thinking when I was watching this episode, we see a lot of these cats, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I forget there are real regular cats.
Well, it threw at a glance as MuuMuu was talking about. I see you're in heat. Oh, what the fuck? No, I
Yes.
saw it on TV. I saw it on TV. I guess you humans call it love or some such. And then it actually says it's a cat, a street cat, a regular one, throws them over a glance. So, has
Yes.
a regular cat going to kick up on a romance with a cat from beyond the stars, or are they also a hidden alien cat?
Yeah, it's definitely like an extra character in the opening who we've not seen yet. But didn't be any more animals that we haven't met yet. Yeah, very enjoyable. I liked how this is basically Sakurako's development, and we get to see
It
here.
barely had the cats in it at all, really.
Yeah, we can really focus on the humans and have like a lot of fun. Like the head of the repairs club, like obviously his plan was, I need to save her from the burden of being the queen of campus. I'll use my own girl to try and dethrone her for her benefit. Doesn't work out for him. He tries to save her from her adoring crowd and gets punched in the face by her for his efforts.
I think besides showing development, it also is like, here's all these characters, you get a general gist of what their relationships are,
Yes.
and if you're just joining a sitcom. And I think that also shows how far it's developed as a show. Like, we can just kind of do this right now for people who are jumping in, and it's grand, because alien cats, they're debate, but really it's all about the appliances, the weirdo ones that you might have seen on like a Tumblr somewhere of one saying, can you believe they had a microwave with a phone inside of it? Only in Japan, I tell you what. And I think those are kind of fun to learn about. So it was a good way to set its appeal for anybody jumping in just now.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't get picked up and backload to the first season, but never mind. I can carry on watching it through the other means.
Yeah, you're smart people out there. We know you know where to look.
Yeah. I think we've even told you which YouTube channel it's available if you got the VPN up. So, I mean, it's legal to watch it. You just have to pretend you're in a different country.
Just buy a ticket, fly there, and like we always do, for the benefit of you people listening at home.
Sure.
Anyway,
next week, there's so much more new stuff to watch.
There is, but some stuff has finished, so but we're still jostling for positions right here. Who's going to get onto the squad?
So far, I have watched Summer Hikaru Died. I have watched.
I watched City.
I've watched City as well. That
was. What else was new? I looked at. I definitely watched at least 2 other things. I can't forget what the fuck they are right now.
Watched With You in the Rain. Tanuki's a hot this.
Yeah, they're back. They're back, baby.
Sorry, it's definitely a dog. It's not a Tanuki.
My mistake.
A
raccoon dog, they call them.
You'll get a sign held up telling you that he's a dog. Puduru is a kawaii slime, season 2.
That's unless they fuck it up, that's probably a log.
I skimmed through The Art of the Living Cat, and I think I'm fine not watching it.
Now that's something that will be a great film. It's not going to be a great TV show.
No,
it's
kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly.
Speaking of ugly, I'm fucking tempted to watch that. What's it? Gachiakuta thing. It's like, this is a trash world. I probably won't continue it, but I'll check out the first one.
I am going to watch that, yes. I watched the first episode of Fermat Kitchen, which, similar to MuuMuu, you have to go and find the right YouTube channel that's legally streaming it and pretend to be in the country that you can watch it in. That is not worth hunting down. It is frustrating because part of the time it does a very good job of hiding that it has no budget, and then part of the time it cannot hide that it has no budget. Or time, or whatever it is, schedule. I suspect it feels like just doing it on the bare minimum amount of people is what it feels like, which is frustrating because it really seems like something I'd like, which is essentially a bunch of weirdos barge into a mathematician's life and try and convince him that he should be a chef.
Good premise.
It is a very good premise. I could watch it. I could watch the live action one on Netflix without any problem.
I'm tempted to watch that horny show about rocks.
Marie's Rocks.
For fun. I was just like, I'm curious as to how fucking horny it
Yeah,
gets. You know, that kind
but
of way.
from what I've heard, it's in there, but they've like was it amplified it through a TV show? Because
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
okay, if it's in there, then you gotta give us some like artistic discretion to kind of vamp it up because it is about geology and rocks. But then the last thing that did that was Land of the Lustrous. So rocks can be cool if you just do go about it the right way.
yeah.
Chibi Godzilla has not shown up, though a music video has, but not the show.
Okay.
I've watched new Pantheon Stocking we got about, and tomorrow I will watch Dr. Stone Science Future when it comes back. I think that's
yeah.
it for next week in additionals from my end.
Yeah, I think most
Yeah.
of what I was doing besides there was looking at watching old Penny Stocking again to get jazzed up with a new one. And I am.
There's My Dress Up Darling season 2 as well, which you two will.
Oh yeah. I knew there was some other.
That's what I
stuff,
think. Yeah, he was saying was ages ago right there. I'll look at it and see, but again, it's one of those ones that like, haven't really thought about it since. Is there much more I'm going to get out of it? And I've heard in the interim there was like it ended on like kind of a sour note.
Oh really?
The comic
Okay.
anyway,
yeah.
Whereas turns out I have been thinking about Pantheon Stocking for 15 years. Because I do not need to be caught up.
Fucking panting your head, talking backwards. I'll see you again in 15 years.
Now, I have a terrible admission to say I've never watched any Pantheon Stocking. I'm familiar with it from the side thing, so I'm thinking of just jumping in the deep end and see how I do.
There's a recap at the start of the first episode.
Yeah.
You'll know quite readily if it's for you or not from the off.
Yeah,
but well, even not readily. I think the first time I went after it, I kind of bossed off of it. But then I came back to it a little bit later, and then I was a fool. This is exactly what I kind of like. And by the nature of it, it's like fun saying, well, if I don't like this one, then the other one will probably because they usually air each episode. It's like 2 parts to it, so
yeah,
I don't like one. I probably will enjoy the other. Is usually how it goes. Maybe I'll enjoy them both, and they're great.
Yeah.
Like it seems like my thing. I just I didn't catch it at the right fucking time, and just the idea of like a bunch of people watching early Cartoon Network and going like, it's not really horny enough, is it? And just fixing that problem for themselves.
Horny seems disgusting. I think it's probably more
crass,
that's
vulgar.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's not just sexy; it's also disgusting and violent. Sex and violence with Mach speed. Would you believe?
Yes.
The same brain behind that with a cartoon called.
And I do wonder if they're going to show up in this season because they can do that now.
They can do that now. Yeah.
We established
put Ludo back in.
Yeah.
Lumus Academia. Bring in all your favorites. Bring them all in there. Let them all get shat on.
Universe now, so we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one thing I forgot that he does. It has bloody title cards, doesn't it? I was like,
yes, individual little episode ones, specially made. Usually, and also not just for transit ones. Usually in Japanese, a torturous pun on some popular reference. This is like, oh my god, it's bad, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was watching recently. Or I was like, "Oh, you should have put title cards in. That would have saved you like minutes of animation."
Then you would have to pay someone to paint a title card. It's tough.
It is tough, but man, I love a title card. It just makes me so happy when I see one. That's why I loved Adventure Time so much. Was all those title cards for every single episode.
The care that went into it.
I'm often surprised those aren't collected into like a little book or like a coffee table book.
Oh, there is an art book.
Maybe there's just not much of a market for it. I don't know.
There is an art book, and I've bought it for other people, but I have not bought it for myself. I don't know whether it has all those title cards in.
Sure.
There's always the screen cap button on your monitor there. You can keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
I was partway through capturing all of. If you're watching Part Labor TV on the iCache, you do a little mini version of a robot featured in the episode, and I was partway through getting all of those. I must get back to doing that actually.
But that's it for this week. As we say, I think we've figured out what lots to look forward to next week, and then there's still even more to look forward to the week after that.
So things are getting chopped for sure.
Yeah. There's no human way, no way I could manage to watch all this stuff. Even though I can't take a Monday off every week. I'm doing it next week because I don't want to live with 3 days of 30 degrees weather in a row.
I would say feel free to watch it, but not bring it to the table every week. Maybe there's something
Yeah.
going on in the
Sure.
background, but that's not really like one for every week consumption or the section. But
Yes.
if it like builds to something like, you know, while you're watching it 3 or 4 at a time in the background, then maybe like, you know,
Yeah.
to see what I can come up with. That could be a good way to go about it.
Looking at you, Witch Watch. Right, back next time with more. Ta-ra for now.
Bye.
Later.